The helicopter blades thumped steadily above the dense jungle canopy as Duke Dennis leaned over the rail, peering down at the sea of green that stretched endlessly beneath them. The air was heavy with the scent of earth and moisture, and the distant cawing of unseen birds echoed up to meet them. Duke adjusted his headset, the excited chatter of his team filling his ears. "We're almost there, folks," Duke announced, his voice a reassuring timbre carrying over the sound of the rotor. "This is going to be the thrilling pinnacle of all our streams." Next to him, Duke's producer, Jake, tapped away on a tablet, eyes glued to the live comments streaming faster than he could possibly read. "They're loving this already, Duke. Comments are blowing up. Everyone's ready to see you discover the lost city." Duke nodded, his mind fleeting back to the map of legends, a fantastical scroll tracing winding paths through uncharted lands, promising secrets of a forgotten civilization waiting to be unearthed. A chance to show the world their history, their relics? As they landed on a cleared patch, the jungle's hum enveloped them, the droning insects, the rustle of unseen creatures in the underbrush, the distant roar of a waterfall lurking beyond the shadows. Duke inhaled deeply, savoring the rich, loamy scent. "Keep the cameras rolling," Duke instructed, giving Jake a pat on the back. "This is going to be epic." But just as they started to set up camp, laughter broke through the jungle's melody, sharp and sarcastic. Duke turned to see an unwanted but not unexpected face, D-Block Duke. His rival stood at the edge of the clearing, flanked by his own team armed with cameras and gear. "Didn't think you'd make it here first, Duke," D-Block taunted, his smirk a knife's edge. "Didn't know you were so interested in history," Duke replied coolly, though his heart hammered with frustration beneath his calm facade. The two measured each other, the crackling tension like a spark between them. This was no longer just an expedition, it was a race, a competition to uncover the secrets of the lost city first. A broadcast battle played out in the heart of the jungle. The jungle was a living, breathing entity, its tall trees like ancient sentinels watching Duke Dennis and his men tread cautiously below. Every snap of a twig or rustle of leaves felt like a warning from the verdant depths. The humidity clung to them, a damp cloak that made the air thick and hard to breathe. "We need to stick to the path," Duke urged, glancing back at his team. "The map isn't looking too reliable since that last storm." His eyes narrowed as he scanned the horizon, the points of reference skewed by natural obstacles. Unbeknownst to Duke, D-Block and his crew had followed them and when the opportunity arose, had tampered with their map. Now, paths mirrored each other, leading to potential dead ends. Duke's rival was never one to play fair, and his mischief was all too predictable. "This is insane," muttered Leo, one of the cameramen, smoothing his fingers through his sweat-slicked hair. "It's like this place is designed to mess with us." Duke gave a dry chuckle. "Well, we're here to decode it, aren't we?" "Think of it as part of the adventure," he replied, feigning confidence that he didn't entirely feel. The jungle, relentless in its mystery, revealed strange symbols etched onto the trunks of towering trees. Symbols worn with age yet intrusively fresh, standing out starkly against the bark. These symbols, Duke mused aloud, tracing them lightly with his fingertips. They could lead us to the city. We'll stream each discovery, the folks are going to love this. As they pushed forward, the ambient hum of the jungle closed in, the calls of monkeys swinging above them a rhythmic taunt. All the while, Duke could sense they were being watched, not just by curious animals, but by the cunning eyes of D-Block, lurking somewhere close by. His mind whirred with plans, pathways unfolding like the fractal roots beneath their feet. "We'll find our way, folks," Duke reassured, though this expedition was becoming a treacherous test of endurance and wits. The race for the lost city's secrets had truly begun. The heat bore down relentlessly as Duke Dennis and his crew navigated the winding jungle path. The thick air vibrated with the cries of exotic birds and unseen creatures, every sound amplified in the steaming heat. Beads of sweat trickled down Duke's brow, mingling with the dirt and forming rivulets across his skin. "How much longer, Duke?" Jake inquired from behind the camera, the lens capturing Duke's every movement for his eagerly watching audience. Duke paused, glancing back at his crew. "We're getting close, I feel it. We just need to stay sharp and focused. We've got a lot riding on this stream." But the challenge of live streaming while maintaining progress was heavier than he admitted. Exhaustion prickled at the edges of his consciousness, and beneath it, uncertainty gnawed, hungry and persistent. Moments of doubt were reflected in the hurried glances exchanged among his team. Morale had been frayed by internal conflicts and the escalating competition with D-Block Duke's team that tailed them persistently. It was during one of these low points, as they rested momentarily by a stream's edge, that June, a brilliant expedition researcher on the team, found something extraordinary. An ancient artifact, half buried and glinting in the muddy soil. "Get a shot of this," June called out, her voice tinged with excitement. This could be a major find. Duke knelt beside the artifact, brushing away the dirt to reveal elaborate inscriptions. He could feel the old stones thrumming beneath his fingers, a precise echo from the past. His heart quickened with an explorer's thrill. This was the proof they needed. "This artifact might just lead us to the city," Duke announced, gesturing the camera closer. "These carvings, an ancient script. It's telling us where to go." As the prospect of uncovering the legendary lost city grew closer, Duke took a moment, eyes softening. What had started as a quest for online glory was transforming. He addressed the camera, his voice earnest. "This isn't just about the views. It's about discovery. Sharing this journey with all of you, it's something bigger." With renewed energy, the team set off again, driven by the artifact's promise and Duke's revitalized determination to uncover the jungle's secret. The sun cast long shadows across the canyon as Duke Dennis and his team approached, their breaths shallow from the climb. Before them lay a chasm, immense and daunting, with ancient bridges stretching precariously across its width. The stones were eroded and unreliable, whispering promises of peril with every gust of wind. "This is where our path leads," Duke stated, his voice firm despite the doubt flickering behind his eyes. "We've got to get across." Jake stepped back, panning the camera over the staggering expanse. "This'll be a hell of a stream, for sure." Just then, a voice pierced the coil of jungle noises, familiar, taunting. "D-Block Duke?" He and his team emerged on the opposite side, smugness etched on their faces. "Thought you'd have turned back by now, Duke," D-Block shouted across the gap, his voice carried by the wind. "Not a chance," Duke replied, standing resolute. "This is where we show them how it's done." D-Block, eager to one-up, decided to cross first. His arrogance nearly cost him, as the stones creaked ominously beneath his weight. For an agonizing moment, his fate hung between the cavernous depths and the unsteady bridge until he scrambled back, breathless and shaken. Seizing the moment, Duke observed the bridges intently. "We'll have to find another way," he announced to his team, his mind working furiously. Duke scouted the edges of the canyon, spotting a potential path, a series of narrower stone walkways shielded by the natural cover. "There," he pointed, grinning confidently. Careful step by careful step, they navigated the treacherous rock. Tense silence, punctuated only by distant calls of animals, hung heavy. Duke streamed their steady progress, his followers watching the unfolding drama live. Once across, Duke turned the camera back to show the daunting path they had conquered. "We're still here and still streaming," he declared defiantly. The admiration from the viewers poured in, their comments scrolling quickly on the screen. Each spelled motivation, each bolstered Duke's determination to continue. They were in this together, with him, experiencing every moment live. His leadership was prevailing over D Block's reckless ambition. The lost city loomed before them like a revelation, a grand tapestry of history woven into the very heart of the jungle. Towering stone edifices adorned with intricate carvings emerged from the emerald sea, thick vines draping over them like nature's protective embrace. Duke Dennis gazed wide-eyed at the sprawling city bathed in fragmented sunlight that filtered through the jungle canopy above. "Look at this," he whispered, or quoting each word as they resonated through the live stream. "We found it. The lost city of legends." His team stood silent at the edges of the ancient ruin, the enormity of their discovery soaking in. The city was alive with whispers of forgotten tongues and the rustle of leaves, swaying to a timeless song. "This is what we came for," Duke announced, turning toward the camera. "The city's secrets are ours to uncover. But amidst the ruins, a challenge awaited." D-Block Duke, undeterred and equally mesmerized by the city's allure, confronted Duke. "Looks like you're not the only one capable of finding this place," he sneered, his tone light but laced with rivalry. In the city center, a series of traps and puzzles stood, guardians of the inner sanctum. The glyphs Duke's team had encountered now seemed guidelines for these trials. "These traps," June murmured, eyes scanning the ancient riddles, "we'll need to solve them if we're to proceed." Duke squared his shoulders, determination sharpening his features. "Then that's what we'll do," he said, his mind already working through possible solutions. But D-Block wasn't one to watch from the sidelines. He issued a direct challenge, an ancient rite etched within the city's stone, a competitive test of skill and intellect. And so, amidst the ruins, the rivals clashed, their groups surrounding them in tense anticipation. Duke's focus honed in, clear and unwavering as they deciphered symbols, manipulated ancient mechanisms, each movement live-streamed to their global audiences. Duke's resolve crystallized, vision sharpened by the quest and driven by the collective spirit of his team and followers behind him. The time for games had passed. Now, the saga of discovery and competition in this forgotten city wrote itself live and alive, every reveal a stepping stone on the path they forged. In the heart of the ancient city under a vast, twilight sky, a showdown unfolded amidst the silent stone edifices. Duke Dennis and D-Block Duke stood before the final puzzle, its mechanisms a maze of intricately interlocking gears decorated with cryptic symbols. The subdued murmurs of their teams and the hum of streaming devices were the only sounds accompanying the growing tension. Duke's mind raced, balancing between the ethereal whispers of the ancient city and the ever-watchful eye of his live-streaming audience. "This puzzle looks like it's been designed to keep secrets buried," June commented quietly, her fingers tracing the stone scripts, long-lost languages finding a voice through her careful translation. "We're close, everyone," Duke murmured, his voice resonant and steady despite the stakes. This could be the key to the entire city's history. D-Block, not to be outdone, smirked, his bravado a front for the pressure bubbling beneath. "Think you can solve this one, Dennis? We both know this isn't your usual stream." But Duke was unfazed. He wasn't just here to stake a claim on the physical mystery of the city but to unlock its essence for all to witness. With his team, they pieced together the knowledge they had gathered, weaving history with intuition. Each turn of the puzzle was captured live, shared with the world. The discovery was no longer just Duke's, it belonged to everyone who watched. And finally, as the last cog clicked into place, the puzzle whirred to life with a faint glow, guiding them forward to a hitherto hidden chamber that yawned open invitingly. Gasps echoed from both teams, the grandeur of the chamber breathtaking, treasures of untold value, inscriptions imbued with the wisdom of ages past lay untouched by time. Duke watched as D-Block's competitive edge softened into reluctant admiration. In the end, even he recognized what Duke had always known: courage, intelligence, and teamwork paved this path. "You earned it," D-Block finally conceded, nodding towards the vast trove. Wasn't just a race, after all. The acknowledgement marked a turning point, a shared understanding rising from adversity. Duke smiled, capturing these treasures of humanity and history for his audience. The adventure had been about learning and leading, not just winning. The echoes of laughter and stories shared in triumphant whispers filled the air as Duke Dennis concluded his streaming setup, marveling at the wonders revealed. Their tenure in the Lost City had given the modern world a glimpse into history's mysteries, each relic a piece of an ancient story now retold. "This journey has been something else," Duke spoke to the camera, his voice a blend of exhaustion and fulfillment. "We came seeking adventure, and we leave with what I hope is a greater appreciation for the histories and secrets we've unearthed together." Behind him, his crew packed away the equipment, their faces reflecting satisfaction and camaraderie honed from shared trials and pinpoint discoveries deeply etched in memory. "What shall we call our next adventure?" Jake asked, checking off items on their inventory list, already fueled by anticipation of yet chapters. Duke chuckled, glancing around at his friends. "Whatever path we choose, it'll be about exploration and truth. About continuing to push ourselves and uncover new stories that need telling." The sound of rustling leaves, the distant calls of jungle birds bidding their farewells provided a fitting symphony as they departed the city's embrace. The sun hovered low, golden and gentle, casting heartfelt shadows that danced with each step. As they broke through the dense wall of foliage that had been their veil and shield, the familiar roar of the waiting helicopter greeted them. The pilot waved them aboard, the machine's metallic hum promising home and hearth. One last time, Duke addressed the audience, thumbing through comments, engaging with loyal followers who had shared every high and low of the journey. "We'll take our hearts and minds full of spirit into whatever's next. Thanks for being part of the adventure. You'll hear from us soon." Their time in the jungle ended not with a whisper but a promise, the helicopter lifting gracefully above the canopied world that now kept the tale of Duke Dennis and his team nestled within its historical bosom. They left enriched, respected, and more connected, with not just their audience, but with each other. Courage had paved their way, curiosity had driven them deeper,